Back for another episode of On the Bench presented by The Bench Market. Pleased to be joined by my guest this week, Tristan Amonte. Tristan, going into the holidays, obviously, a big time of the year, and the Vees have played pretty well. You talked about a couple weekends ago against the Vernon Vipers where it was a loss on the road but a win at home. Take me through that weekend that was, and the boys had a really good response on Saturday night on home ice.
Yeah, we had a really tough start in that first game, but for the most part of the second and third, I thought we played together. We played as a team, and then just didn't really get the result. And we came back here on Saturday night, and I think we played a full 60 minutes, and we knew what it was going to take, and I think everyone did it, and that's why we got the job done.
You come all the way from Massachusetts to come out here to Penticton. Obviously, your first time out west, I believe, to play hockey as well. So what's that experience been like for you now that we're approaching the holiday break and just about the unofficial halfway point of the year? Of course, the Vees have already played more than half their games, but what's your experience in Penticton been like so far?
Yeah, it's a really cool spot to play. The view at pretty much everywhere you drive around the town is just beautiful to see the mountains and the lakes. And, yeah, it's just really different from home. It's nice to kind of get away, but with the break coming up, everyone's kind of looking back to getting home and seeing the family and everything and just kind of regrouping.
One of the guys that you know from back home is Jay OBrien. I know you live with them. You spend a lot of time with them here at the rink and then also at home as well. So I asked him in August when I talked to him for one of our first On the Benches what it was like living with you. What's it like living with Jay?
Jay's funny to live with. He's kind of all over the place. He'll be watching his shows while I'm usually playing some Xbox or whatever. And sometimes I'll let him play me in NHL, but usually doesn't end up very well for him. And he'll get upset and go back and start watching some TV or some NHL games. And it's just funny, just a funny duo, me and him. I love being around him. He's a funny guy, so it's all good in the house for sure.
Now, since this is the last episode that we have before Christmas, take me through do you have any of the best Christmas moments that you've had in your life where it may have been a gift or something that was real memorable to you at this time of year?
I got a dog a few years back. That was a pretty big one. And then probably a pretty, an unofficial one that I got that was a Christmas present, but not in the Christmas season, was I got a boat. And I'm a pretty big like to go out on the boat, do a little fishing, so that was a pretty big one for me too.
Again, coming up in the holiday season, of course, winter's such a tough time when it comes to just the weather-wise. So much snow on the ground. And is winter one of your favorite times of the year? Obviously, being a hockey player, you're at the rink every day, so obviously winter signals the hockey season. But do you enjoy winter, even just looking outside with all the snow?
Yeah, I like winter for sure. I like the snow. I like winter and summer. I don't like the in-between months. But yeah, it's nice to get some snow on the ground. I definitely like it. A lot of people around here don't really like the snow, but for me, I like it for sure. It's nice to see a little Christmas going on.
I wanted to ask you, if you were to associate yourself with any of the 9 reindeer of Rudolph and everybody else that's in the gang, of course, I think the only one that you're going to know is Rudolph, but who would you associate yourself with?
I'd say Dasher. He's the only other one that I really know, and I think he's got some good speed on him. I'd have to say Dasher.
So coming into Christmas, obviously, is such a great time of year for everybody, and I know that the guys in the room have seen a lot of each other. You guys are a tight-knit group, and I wanted to ask you a couple Christmas-related questions in that room, because if someone could pull off being Santa, who would be the best Santa in that room?
Danny Waite, without a question. He'd just get into it, and I could see him being a real good Santa for sure.
And if you had to pick elves to make toys, who would the best 2 players be that you would pick to actually, construct and make toys?
I'd go with the 2 roommates. I'd go with Liam Malmquist and Evan McIntyre. They're both short, and I could see them just really getting the job done, making some toys away in their room, and for sure, them 2.
Lastly, now I wanted to ask you to finish this one off. Is there anything on your Christmas wish list this year that you're really looking forward to getting?
Nothing really. Nothing crazy. Maybe some clothes, a little Lululemon, but that's about it.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for this, Tristan, and happy to have you on the bench today.
Yeah, you got it.
Join me next week for another episode of On the Bench. Into the new year, we'd like to wish everybody happy holidays, and we will talk to you again in 2020.